This is really not an easy or pleasant journey for thousands and thousands of Hong Kongers, leaving their parents, friends, and with most difficulty that they love to sit here. Today we are very honored to have some friends around us here. Actually, we would call them in Cantonese 手足, literally translated as hand and feet. In English, part of our own work.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I would like to invite them to share their thoughts on this special leg of commemoration. Firstly, I would like to invite Mr. Simon Tang, founder of the Hong Kongers in Britain NGO, to come and share his thought with us. Please, Simon.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the founder of the Hong Kongers in Britain, which is the UK-wide organization serving Hong Kongers come here to resettle. I'm really happy to see all of you here, although that is a very, very solemn day for all Hong Kongers. Because tomorrow, 12 June, it will be a very symbolic date for us. That will be the beginning of the protest for democracy in Hong Kong. We know that's temporary, that's the result. We're all in exile, and we're seeing that exodus happened. That's from Hong Kong. So all of us now in here. I think that is very, very important while that we're enjoying the sunshine here. Very tranquil day in here. We know what's the freedom and democracy in the UK. However, we do memorize what happens in Hong Kong, and our fellow and compatriots now stay in Hong Kong. No matter they have a choice or not, but they are our fellow. Our origins, we share the common destiny. We always remember our origins, why we're coming here, not just about thinking how we do resettlements in here, and that's very important. So the arts in here would be very, very significant. I want to give a big thanks to our colleagues, our volunteers from Hong Kongers in Britain, with others partnering organizations such as Good Neighborhood Church and others volunteers. I really appreciate your effort for this. I know many of those are volunteers. Why are we doing volunteering for this? Because we're sharing the same mission, same value. And I think what we have seen now through photos, through pictures, through art, will be very important to show the power. Because, for example, for us, to us, we can say a lot, we can talk a lot to other British locals, but only pictures, only art, only masterpiece could conceptualize becoming a symbol to this society. And I think when the people could see, could sense it, we cannot reason why it would happen maybe, but we need to sense it. Because what happened on 12 June, many people that went on the street, not because that they want to reasoning with the government, it's more likely that they're out of agony, out of anger, out of frustration. And that's something that we need to feel why the people feeling very upset. And besides, now back in Hong Kong, all being silenced due to the national security law. And most of us, many of us, and few of us, we're in different positions to still fighting for democracy. And few of us have been exposed and been wanted by police forces now back in Hong Kong. Hong Kong now is going to be so strange. But that is about the thing that we need to stand together. Why are we coming together here? Because through the pictures, through the photos, we know people are suffering. That's triggered our emotion. And that's why we're coming together to share the value, and the spirit is very, 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 very significant. That we show it, for example, what we give it, that the spirit for fighting, and that will be precondition for change. We're not in the establishment, we're in the opposition. We're just ordinary people, but we group together becoming diaspora. We're sharing the message. We wanted to let the people know what's the justice and what we should do something rightly and which side we should stand with. When we're facing the abusive power, of course, if we're reasoning about it, we'll stand with them because a lot of economic resources, social capitals, political capitals will be with them. But why we're standing in here? Because we think that people should be treated fairly. We believe in justice. We believe that no one will say something being critical of the society, of the government, of those bunch of people in power could be in prison. And that is a simple question. And that's a simple question. Always question us, which side should we stand with? We always remember that humanity is not so advanced because it's a simple question, what we cannot be achieved, even in the modern city like in Hong Kong. We know that has many massive infrastructures, many things that we should be proud of. But in terms of the values, in terms of the social system, in terms of our politics, we have no freedom. We're barbaric, unfortunately. So that's why we stand here. We're very fortunate that we got the fund from the UK government, we got the support from the UK government. But that's not enough. We're a civil society, we exert our civil rights in here, and as democracy, we're always being critical. We're always being critical and hold anyone in power to account. And that's why we execute democracy. That's why we need to honor the democracy. So that's why we set up the independent civil society from the government, from any government, because we share this. And I believe in the future, through this kind of event, we show it the spirit of Hong Kongers. When here, bit by bit, our voice could be preserved. I do believe many other compatriots now imprisoned in Hong Kong, they would be relieved. They would be seeing, well, still many people actually memorize why we've been in prison. And that's why we always need to remember. Let their sacrifice not in vain. And that's why we're now, even in the UK, we give them a proper honor. We give them a proper credit. So all of the timelines, all of the pictures that we say, we talk about the story. And once that we keep the spirit, one day we could be back. We could stay, but we could be back to Hong Kong without fear. That's very, very, very important date waiting for us, not just 12 June. Through 12 June, to always remember our origin, our motivation, our spirit, and keep it. Let's keep it. Because in the future, many of those of you on site here, maybe you're in the government, you're in your sectors, you're in your society, you will exert your profession, and you will contribute the society here. You will enrich the democracy here. You will show it while we're coming in here. And that is the power in the future, that we show it one day we'll let the story continue of Hong Kong. We're always also echoing with many other people now in humanitarian crisis. I know many people there now focusing on Ukraine, and Ukrainian people, they are facing even more difficulties than us. And that's why important when we're seeing the world is interconnected. Ukraine also facing aggressive authoritarianism. Putin actually being very bold to take any military action. China actually is more economically powerful. What we're seeing, if now has come down to Hong Kong, ruins democracy and freedom. What next of the Chinese leadership? That would be very important to see in Asia, in Europe. We are together. We are on the front line to deal with it. And that's not just about the matter of Hong Kong, not just about the matter of Ukraine. It's now all about matters of humankind. Which side you believe in, which side you stand with. We believe peace, but peace is always hardly earned. We need to defend the system, the value, freedom, tolerance, inclusiveness, democracy could always survive. That's why we need to believe. We can't imagine if World War II, that has different alternative scenario will happen, what will happen in the society, what will happen in humanity. So that's why now the decisive moment comes to us. We need to stand still. We need to defend it. Let's believe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Simon, for inspiring our program. Then I would like to invite Pastor Roy Chen from the Good Neighbor Church in England to share with us.
Hello everybody. I will speak in English first and then in Hongkong can maybe more better. Okay. Hello. I would like to thank today those organizations, local friends, volunteers, and church members for coordinating this art exhibition and thank God this great. I'm sorry, I failed in the art exam when I was a secondary school student.
Excuse me, sorry.
It's so embarrassing that for me to give a speech at the art exhibition, you know.
Sorry.
But truly is that through the studying as an art taught me that the art and the literature may carry important messages. Today's art exhibition is to use realistic literature to explain the reason for Hong Kong people living. In the Bible, Abraham was called by God. God called him, go from your country, your people and your father's household to the land I will show you in Genesis chapter 12, verses, the first verses. Sometimes why we are living, because we need to respond to calling. This is the reason why caller called me to Hong Kong is not only because the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, forced me to become a born criminal, but also because the church in Hong Kong
OK。OK。
I'm only a red Paul. Phrase for today, remember them, learn from them, forward. This exhibition should help us to remember and to learn. But I also want to talk about going forward. Since June 2021, life has been a bit busy with meeting Hong Kongers. There are so many ways to connect, to show new things, enjoy life, and heal hurts. In this time, I've shared with Hong Kongers through starting 2 next-door groups. One just for Hong Kongers, a space where Hong Kongers can feel free to post in Guangdonghua, to not worry about how bad their English is and to not worry about who's reading what they're putting. And another for locals to join, that Hong Kongers can connect with local people. I've led guided tours of Birmingham many times. Slightly changes each time, but it's been good. I've demonstrated how to chop wood and even given them the chance to chop too. Had barbecues, run exercise classes, encouraged Hong Kongers to join park runs, such as here at Canning Hill Park. Devised local hikes, held a Harvest Moon festival, taught how to cook some English dishes, joined in a New Year's party, organised a lunar New Year's party, enabled Hong Kongers to volunteer at a charity shop and for Christmas gifts sorting as a volunteer. There have been many WhatsApp groups started for Hong Kongers, including hiking and volunteering. I know how much people from Hong Kong love to go hiking. The group seems to be busy every week, including today. I teach an English corner, explain various idioms and trivia, sang a song in English and Hong Kongese, and obviously my Cantonese is terrible, so that brought about a few laughs. That's good. I've washed a car together with people from Hong Kong, given gardening tips, introduced food from other ethnicities found in Birmingham, and tried various meals together. I've helped when a kitchen was flooded, explained how to fix an oven, provided information on how to buy a car, advised on job opportunities. I've been used as a reference for job applications, sat and listened over a cup of tea, prepared a picnic with games. In short, I've had the pleasure of connecting with Hong Kongers in many ways, in many places as opportunities have arisen. It's been mentioned already, Genesis 12, which talks about a blessing. All of these things demand time, to give time to you guys, to people from Hong Kong. But actually that becomes a blessing for me. And I want to encourage anyone else who's thinking of connecting to say, yes, there are so many different ways you can connect. It's not hard. You don't have to be an expert. Just be a willing neighbour. Hong Kongers have cheerfully put up with my ramblings and joined me in making new memories which are positive and hopeful. And I know if I can do this, so can others. So I hope this exhibition will help locals better understand Hong Kongers and to open their hearts in welcome. There are so many different ways we can share with each other. Punya Bali.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bateman. Actually, the organizers have many more friends to thank in order to make this exhibition happen. Firstly, the participating artists, the pairs Ago and Bowie, singing Bowie. A sponsor of those lovely Hong Kong style milk tea, 龍珠冰室 Dragon Pig crossover, Sophie, and lovely cookies from Mel Mel Bakery, and the yellow umbrella souvenir from Messy House. Okay, we need a bit of action now to kickstart our exhibition. There is a Hong Kong style lantern wall, so I would invite our honorable guests and others to pick up a adhesive slips, those 3M memo pads, to write your own messages, blessings, anything you want, and stick it onto the window, which is a lantern wall, Hong Kong style, inspired by the crowd in the communist era. Yes, and all others could add your own messages, and that symbolize the official opening of this exhibition. All comers, welcome you all. Please enjoy the refurbishments, milk tea, the cupcakes, and please read our words, the artwork, and everything else. And I would like to invite the guests and the organizers to come forward to have a single group photo. So to make a好，跟住我哋大合照影一張大合照好嘛？我哋請嘉賓啦，同埋各位工作人員籌備呢個展覽勞苦功高嘅各位 organizer， 我哋組織嚟目前咧就影咗大合照。咁咧今日嘅簡單嘅開幕儀式咧就會從呢度開始，好嘛？攝影師可以指揮下我哋嘅企位啊，我哋咁樣剪法啦。好，冇拍手啦，3個主辦團體嘅朋友都出嚟影大合照啦，好嘛？冇拍手啦。咁啊？好。我以為佢一齊。
你有照相，不用照相。再给你再照一个，再照一个，对，再照一个。好了。Thank you so much.
Thank you. 好，大家隨便參觀同埋有小食咧，大家可以攞嚟。
紀念品。哦，係。Sorry.
你这听小倩跟你说，你拍得上吗？或者朋友？
喂。让你来个线。哎。